My ancestors ate meat. Hi everybody, welcome back to The Vegan View. Today we're going to be giving you a little vegan comebacks video.
We are going to be sharing some of our best comebacks so that you are armed and ready for the holidays.
Even if you've been a vegan for many, many years, you know that the responses, the comments, the questions, they never really go away. We wanted to give you guys some ammo to go into the holidays feeling confident.
We'll be joined by some of our favorite friends of The Vegan View. We will link all of their interview episodes down below.
And without further ado, let's get to it.
So you're sitting there, it's Thanksgiving dinner, and you're trying to use a trivet to waft away the air of Aunt Glenda's COVID cough, and Uncle Norm whips out, "My ancestors ate meat, why shouldn't I?" And you respond with, "Norm, my ancestors clubbed each other over the head with giant sticks, why shouldn't I do that right now?" As you might already know, this is a classic appeal to history fallacy that because something occurred in the past, it is justified in being repeated today. Because it happened, I should do it. Absolutely logically ridiculous, especially when you think about all of the things that people did that we would never say is okay to repeat today. No, it's not a justification to do any of the horrible things that our ancestors did to each other. You know, another example with animals is it's not a justification to be beating your dog, and nobody agrees that beating a dog is okay, I hope. And it's often followed up with something along the lines of what Norm might say, like, "Hey, my ancestors hunted animals, so I should also be allowed to hunt animals." Well, guess what, Norm? As you stalked your prey down the fluorescently lit aisles of the grocery store, clomping your rubber soles down to the meat aisle where you picked out your turkey that is plastic wrapped from a factory farm, feathers pre-plucked, probably injected with saline solution, well, you didn't actually fulfill your ancestral duty. You just look like a duty. So when Norm acts up, acts a fool, just tell him that you could justify literally anything that has been done on a regular basis throughout human history based off his logic. You could do anything, smack him in the face. There are so many horrible things that have been done in human history that I'd rather not even say them. You can just insert whichever one you think of right now, and then you can use that one on Uncle Norm. Anyway, have a good Thanksgiving and happy holidays.
It's actually totally possible to be healthy on a vegan diet, and sometimes it can be healthier depending on what you're eating. There's a lot of different misconceptions about nutrition out there, and one of these are protein. A lot of people think we need a lot more protein than our bodies actually need, and even if it is something you're worried about, there are endless vegan resources, especially nowadays. If you want a more whole foods option, you have beans, lentils, whole grains, even vegetables have protein. They're all around us, and you don't just need to get them from animal sources. If it's something you're worried about, there's also protein powders, there's vegan meat substitutes that usually have a lot of protein, so it really isn't something you need to worry about. If anything, a lot of these protein sources are gonna have fiber too, something most people don't get enough of because you can only get it in plants. Fiber is attached to a lot of different health benefits such as digestion, immune, and so much more that we're still learning about. So if you get more fiber in, there's a good chance you're actually gonna come out healthier if you switch over to a vegan diet. Yes, there's definitely some supplements you have to look out for, but if you have access to the right resources that are credible, you're gonna be okay. Because so many people have adopted this lifestyle at this point, you're gonna have all the information you need as long as you just put a little bit of work into it. So health is not something you should be worried about as long as you just are intentional about it, just like any other healthy lifestyle.
Something that I say to keep it easy is just that I eat the exact same way that I ate before. I just leave animals off my plate. So if I wanted a burger, I would make a veggie burger. If I wanted a grilled cheese, I would make a vegan grilled cheese. But I eat brownies and ice cream and pizza and pasta, literally everything that I ate before, just without the animals. And depending on how sassy I'm feeling, sometimes I'll say just without the cruelty, or just without the saturated fat or cholesterol, or whatever it may be. But usually, especially around the holidays, I want to keep things kind of light and fun and festive, and I will just say, you know, I'll leave animals out of the equation and people can draw their own conclusions from that.
So first and foremost, when it comes to chemicals, everything is made out of chemicals. Even something as natural as a strawberry or an apple is made out of chemicals, and I feel like people don't realize that when they try to use the argument that vegan food is full of chemicals and they don't want to eat food that has chemicals in it, because if that was the case, then they wouldn't be eating any food. So I feel like people need to stop and take a moment to think about that and realize that for a second.
And I think people don't realize how unnatural a turkey, a conventionally farmed and grown turkey that you're buying from a grocery store is. Back in the 1930s, they were around 13 pounds, and now they're more than double the size and weight of that. I feel like it's so far from natural because of all the breeding, the selective breeding that's happened, and all the hormones and antibiotics that are used to plump these turkeys to be as large as possible. It's far from natural. It's definitely processed, and it's not healthy.
Animal agriculture as a whole, it's not a natural process. These animals are intentionally bred to come into this world to be put on people's plates, and they wouldn't otherwise exist. And they're artificially inseminated, and yeah, these animals are treated as products. They're not treated as animals, and there's such a large disconnect between the food that's on people's plates and where the food comes from. They're not showing us behind the scenes of a slaughterhouse in school, and that's not something that we grow up having knowledge about. We have to go out of our way to see that and to expose ourselves to that information, and in a lot of places it's illegal to show that stuff.
Yeah, I was saying, most places
for a reason.
It's illegal to see what happens in a slaughterhouse, and
yeah,
if there's any reason why, I think it's kind of self-explanatory.
Definitely. And the last thing I want to mention is Thanksgiving food is all about comfort. It's all about being indulgent and decadent, and most of the time people are not worried about being healthy. And I feel like when it comes to vegan food, even like vegan burgers, for example, people talk so much crap about vegan burgers not being healthy, but do you eat a burger to be healthy? I don't think so.
I sure as hell don't.
I feel like people need to put that into perspective. The reason why these alternatives exist is because they're more ethical, they're more sustainable, better for the animals, and if they are healthier for you, that's great, but I know sometimes there are some ingredients in it that are not necessarily the healthiest, but we're not eating them every single day. By us choosing them, we're doing better for the animals and for the environment. You pick and choose, and you can't, what's the phrase? You can't pick, what is it, pick your battles? What is it?
No, you should pick your battles,
You should pick
right?
your battles.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I hope that all made sense.
And if you're worried about health, just eat the sides. You got mashed potatoes, green bean casserole.
Totally.
Whatever you want.
You can make a lot of amazing Thanksgiving sides, vegan. We got a lot of recipes on our blog, link down below maybe, if you want to check them out. But yeah, if you don't want to eat any pre-made vegan options, then just make your own.
There you go.
We are. I'm just kidding. Don't say that. I'm going to be real with you. There are a lot of vegans that do think they're better than everyone else because they are vegan. And while Aunt Becky, I am sure that there are many vegans who think they are better than everyone because they're vegan, because in their mind they're thinking they're doing a good thing, which excuses them into being able to treat people however they want. That goes against the main foundation of veganism, which really is fighting for liberation for all sentient animals, humans alike. And while Auntie, I do agree that there are a lot of vegans who do think they are better than everyone else, I am not one of those vegans. I am just here to help the world become a better place.
One question that vegan parents like me hate getting on holidays like Thanksgiving from family members is something along the lines of, well, what are you going to do when your kids grow up and decide they want to eat meat? So annoying for several reasons. What I do when that comes up is just kind of like brush it off and kind of like laugh it off and say, I highly doubt that'll happen, but like all things with your kids, we would just cross that bridge when we came to it. I like that response because it just sort of cuts them off and sets a boundary there and lets them know that you're not really willing to indulge in their passive-aggressive line of questioning when it comes to your kids. And also that you have it under control, because you do. You could get into all of the reasons that that's unlikely, how you're raising them with certain values, you're raising them without the disconnect between like what's on their plate and, a sentient living creature that had to be sacrificed in order for it to be there. That disconnect is why so many people have a hard time going vegan, even when faced with facts. And your kids aren't going to be dealing with that. They won't ever have that separation and that, disconnect. You could get down to all of that, but I wouldn't even do it. I would just cut it off. I would just change the subject. Say, you know, unlikely, but we'll tackle it. How's work going for you?
Just like human females, cows only produce milk if they have been or are pregnant. So if you don't keep them pregnant or don't take away their babies and milk them, then they won't have to be milked.
Don't say sorry to me. That's my favorite way to respond to that comment because it insinuates there's somebody else that they need to apologize to, and it's not me. So it makes them think, who do they mean? Oh, maybe the animal. And that's truly how I feel. The animal is way more affected by your choice than I am. So, short and sweet.
All right, everyone, thank you so much to all of our guests who helped collaborate with us and equip you with some vegan comebacks this holiday season.
We will leave all of their information in the description box below. If you're not already following them, what are you doing? Go give them a follow. We love these people so much.
We hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment below and let us know how you would answer some of these questions. We hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and holiday season, and we will see you in a video very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.